part of the larger canvas, like you point out, Karthik, and that's the thing, that there was a gap which we've been talking about in the absence of Pranab Mukherjee, which certainly now seems to be quite ably filled with what has really been happening, and they could have played mute spectators, been silent and taken a back foot, and exactly not what they're doing on the stage. They've taken on the BJP as aggressively as they have been taking them on in Parliament, organizing that PR blitzkrieg, ensuring that they're also reaching out to the public, to their own MPs, and putting out their own voice and opinion in the public domain.
Yes, their version will come out. For example, the letters came out that the objection came from 3 states which were either ruled by the NDA or were part of the so-called Third Front. There will be incursions, there will be guerrilla actions whereby you'll find certain notes and papers and the letters of the regime from 2004 to 2010 surfacing in the media, because they really don't want to go the 2G way, where they had to go for a huddle because DMK had taken a very hard stand on Raja. They couldn't defend Raja, they couldn't protect Raja, and in end they lost a lot of face. Though it didn't affect them in 2009, but it affected them very badly in 2010, and since then you have seen how badly the administrative part of the government has been affected because of the 2G scam. So this time around they will not only politically be aggressive, they'll try to shred the CAG argument in pieces.
And that's the thing, Karthik, that it has become a lot about public perception as well at this stage, to appear as if, you're open to debate, to come forth and say that, we will challenge you, let's take this issue up and talk about it instead of, halting proceedings in Parliament, has also put them in a better position. If, I might add here, can you compare them to the BJP, which does appear at this stage to not want proceedings to go on, not take the Congress head on, instead just create ruckus in the House. And then in that sense, the Congress does come off slightly more comfortable.
You see, you can't blame the BJP. The job of the opposition is, if they have a rich, ripe issue or an issue in form of a low-hanging fruit, they will reap the political benefits. They'll go for the electoral dividends. Any political party would do that. Congress did that during the Coffin Gate scam. At that point of time, George Fernandez had to put in his papers. Congress did not allow the Parliament to function. I was there. Weeks after week, the House used to get adjourned. So you can't blame BJP for not cooperating with the Treasury. It is the responsibility of the Treasury to ensure the deadlock is broken. So I would say that the BJP is doing what an opposition needs to do. But then the Parliament also needs to function. And the Congress will have to find a way out whereby they get to debate and get to disagree on the floor of the House, and also the opposition gets a reasonable exit, honorable exit.
Karthik, much like in the recent past, there was a time when, just a few hours ago, I might say, that the BJP's entire agenda was almost derailed, given the kind of difference in opinion that was coming from within the NDA. It took Sharad Yadav to come out and say in as many words that we're united, but that's not a problem which with Sonia Gandhi taking charge, which the UPA has had. I mean, even with TMC, the discussions that Mamata Banerjee had with BJP leaders, she immediately, came out and said, no, we're in support of the UPA, we don't want the Prime Minister to resign. It seems Sonia Gandhi has become a rallying point not just for the Congress, but for the UPA, which the NDA, struggles with finding time on time again.
I would say it's a matter of a good tactic. Yesterday, the coordination committee meeting, which is supposed to be an in-house meeting for sorting out your own issue, the Congress used that forum to marshal support for the Prime Minister. They very cleverly used that meeting to protect and to marshal support of their own allies to protect the government. That was the meeting which was supposed to take place on certain critical issues of FDI in aviation or retail, turned out to be a meeting for finding strength for its own Prime Minister. In comparison, Bharatiya Janata Party's problem is more in-house, because in larger context, JDU always takes an independent line. So now you have number of political parties apart from BJP in the stable of the opposition saying that we need debate. So BJP automatically gets marginalized in its own terrain, in its own ambit. I think that's where the maneuvering space is.